Okay, so today we're gonna discuss about the servlet. Okay, so on Friday we have discussed the declaratory service 1.4. So today we'll discuss about the 1.4. Okay, before we have discussed about the 1.2, that is declarative service 1.2 R5 annotations. Okay, so today we're gonna discuss some advanced annotations as compared to the 1.2. Okay, so in our 1.2, how we can define, we just simply define the components. Okay, we define the components, and component, that means this is nothing but the OSGI service. Okay, so OSGI provides all the platform for writing the backend code. Okay, so this is the same thing, like here we have to import the component annotation, and inside that we have to write the service. Okay, so this is just simple component. Okay, this one is nothing but our simple class, and after that I have extended here sling all method servlet. That means this normal class has converted into an servlet. Okay, but why we are using this components? Because of here in our AEM we cannot create the object. Okay, so who will responsible for creating the object? So that's why we have a OSGI framework. Yeah, so OSGI framework create the object for the so for that we have to use this component. Okay, so this is the thing we have to write, but this is just simple component. We have to convert to a OSGI service. Okay, so how we can convert it? By using the service. Okay, and here we write the servlet dot class. So what does it mean by the servlet dot class? We already knows that all our life cycle it has present inside this servlet interface. Okay, yeah, it has present inside this servlet dot class. So that's why we have to implement this class inside our components. Okay, yeah, this is the thing, and we have to implement it, import it. It's not importing. Control Shift O. Yeah, so it has imported. Now we have to remove this. Okay, so it has imported. Now I'm just simply just registering this servlet by using a sling servlet resource type. So how we can do that things? Before in 1.2 we can simply use here property, and after that this property can accept more than one object, so more than one property. So for that we have to define as a array. Okay, and here we have to use the sling dot servlet dot resource type. Is it no? Sling dot servlet dot resource types, and here we have to pass the components resource type. Yeah, but this is little bit complicated, so that's why we don't need to be write in 1.4. We can just simply write here like I just want to register this servlet by using a resource type. So you can just simply use the annotations. Which annotation? That is sling servlet resource types. Yeah, this is the annotation we have to use it and import it simply. So it accepts more than one parameter. So first parameter, why we use a sling servlet resource type? So basically, okay, so this sling servlet resource type we use to register the servlet by using a component resource type. Is it no? So here inside that we have to mention that parameter first, that is resource types. Okay, this is the value we have to write it, and just equals to. Okay, inside that we have to write the components resource type. Simple. So where it has a component resource type, so for that you have to go inside the CRXD. Come here. Okay, so here right now consider this is my page. Okay, this one is my page, and we know that page all information is stored inside the JSR content. Okay, and how this page is created? By using this resource type, by using this component, we can say. So how we can find out? By using this component, that is demo1 components and the page. By using this component we have created this page. Okay, so you can just simply copy this component. resource type, and you can just simply paste inside this double quotes and paste it. Okay, I have pasted. Now how we can call? So for calling, here you have registered this servlet by using this resource type, that is demo, components and the page. So here which one is using this resource type? So this EN is using, this EN page has using this resource type, and we knows that this container, this content is nothing but our controller, and by using that we can easily call it. So you can just simply copy this one, come here, localhost 4502, and just simply paste it, and when you are hitting enter, your servlet will call. But we have to deploy it, and we haven't written anything, so our servlet will not call right now. But this is the way to call by using the resource type. Now this EN page, all our information it has stored inside the JCR content, so that's why I have taken this path. And when you are going inside this JCR content, so you will see this resource sling resource type, that is demo1 components and this page. Okay, when this demo components page resource type and this resource type is matches with each other, then this response will return. When you are hitting enter, then this response will return. Okay, so let's go and write the code. But except this resource type, if you want to write the selector and the extension, you can easily write it. Okay, so selector, if you want to write more than one, you can just simply write here 1, and here I am just writing 2. Okay, but right now I just want to write only 1, so you can just simply write here 1. Okay, there is no need. You can also write the resource type is more than 1, so you can also write here array, there is no issue. Okay, in that you can just simply come here and you can just write the another resource type. Okay, but just for the simplicity I am just showing 1. Here I have removed. Okay, this is 1, and after that we need extensions, so you can just simply take the extensions. Like now what I'm doing is I just want the output in the form of JSON, so that's why I have uses the JSON extension. Okay, no, according to us, if you want to print the output in the form of text, then you can just simply use here text. Okay, but this servlet is returning a JSON format, and you are writing here extension, that is txt. It's not good, no. It will print, but when we want to recognize this data, okay, so we will recognize by using this txt. Okay, so that's why here I am writing JSON. Okay, so what I'm doing here is like I have a 3 pages. Here you see, now if I'm going here I have a 3 pages, that is page 1. Inside this EN I have a page 1, page 2 and the page 3. From this page, what is the title? This one is our title. Okay, and after the title, here we have a properties. If I am going inside this properties, so here you see, here we have a descriptions as well. Here I have added the description. When you are creating, this description won't available, but when you create it, that time this description will show. So here I have added the description for these 3 pages as well. Okay, and I'll just want the where is that page store, that means the path of this page. So how I can get it? So for that we just have to write the logic. Okay, so this is the page related. What is this? Okay, so these are the pages. What is this? These are the pages. So we have to use the page API here. Okay, but this one is the servlet. We cannot go directly inside these pages, so for that we need some connectivity and the configurations. So how we can get this connectivity and configuration? Okay, but before that, this one is our servlet, we knows, and we have uses this lingual method servlet. Okay, so this servlet we knows that it takes the respec and request and generate the response and return back to the client. But servlet will not do these things. So who will do? So it has some method. Inside that method we have a parameters, 2 parameter, and these 2 parameter will take the request, generate it and return back to the client. So so right now I am just using the do get method. You can use anything, do get, do post, do delete, whatever you want, because of we have uses here sling all method servlet. Okay, so here I am just writing sling http servlet request. Okay, this is the request, and after that we have another, that is link HTTP servlet response. Okay, so this response is used for the responding to the client, and this request is used for taking the request from the client. So what does it mean by the client? Where client will available? So client is nothing but this browser. This one is URL is nothing but your client. This is okay, and whatever, this is nothing but your client. So whatever information it has present inside this information is held by this request. Okay, so if you want to get this parameter, so here we have a this is the parameter, no? Okay, so this one is the URL, and after that whatever you will write, like after the question mark, this is nothing but your parameter. And if you want to get this parameter, so these types of method, the servlet that it has present inside this request, you can easily get it. Okay, so I am just simply importing right now, and the thing is, now you want to, when you are hitting enter here, so you want the output, in which format you want the output. See, all this information it has stored inside this response. Okay, no? Yeah, so now I just want to perform some logic. Where we want to perform the logic? We want to perform the logic inside this EN page. Here we have this page 1, page 2 and page 3. So if you want to get the title, path and the description from this page 1, page 2 and page 3, so for that we have to copy this path. This is the path we have to get it till EN. Okay, so how we can get it? So you can just simply use you can just simply define one string, and here you can use the path. Okay, and this one is our, here inside that you can just simply paste it. So this one is our path. Okay, but it will only print this information. What it will return? All the time it will return page 1, page 2 and page 3. But what's about the dynamic? Every time this is nothing but the static. But if I want the dynamic, like user will pass the information here. Okay, user will pass the path, and based on that path I need to read the description, title and the path. So how it's possible? So how user will enter? So user will write like this, like this is the page root. Consider this is the page. Okay, so like the page root, like that, equals to, and user will enter here. User, like consider this one is my JCR, I am just copying, and here I am just printing. So user will enter like this information, and based on this information, like this is the EN now, and whatever the data it has present inside this EN, so we will calculate the that description, title and the path for this for this page. Okay, so this is nothing but the dynamic. So we have to get this, where is this information it is storing? This information it is storing inside this page root. So we have to get it. So how we can get inside our servlet? So for that we can simply do, no, we already have these types of parameters, so we can simply get it by, and it has stored inside the request only. All this information is nothing but the request, so we have to call the request, and we can simply get the parameter, get it. And after that, what is the name of this parameter? That is root, page root. So you can just simply write here page root. Okay, so this page root accept the parameter, that is string. Okay, so here you have to write the string page, and here I am just writing root, page root. Okay, we got it. But consider in some cases user hasn't written anything. He has just not even this, he hasn't written anything, and he has entered like this. Okay, he entered directly. So that time null pointer exception will throw. Okay, am I audible now for everyone, guys? Yeah, okay. Okay, so this time what it will happen? Okay, so when here you see it has shown the forbidden, we'll see later, but when I'm hitting enter, no, that time it will shows the null pointer exception. Why? Because of you have accepted this, but you haven't assigned anything. Okay, so we don't want to occur these types of exceptions. So for that you can just simply use the if. You can just define the condition if this page root, simple, if it is null. In some cases if it is null, then we can by default assign the value inside this page root. we can assign this value, and we already knows that is slash content. This is the value. No, come here, this one is our en value. You can just simply copy this, come here and just simply paste it. So if inside this root page we don't have anything, then by default it will take this till en and it will print. Okay, this thing is done now. After that, now this is the main thing. Okay, so now we need the configuration and connectivity, like we are switching. See, this is the data. If I am clicking in this page 1 and the JCR content, here we have a data, that is description we have, title we have, and we have this resource type, and this data we are passing to somewhere else. Okay, so when we are passing or we are showing in the servlet, that means we are switching from one platform to the another. So for that we need a connectivity, or we need some configuration. So who will provide this connectivity and the configuration? So there is one person, that is a resource resolver. Okay, so whenever you are using a servlet, so there inside the request we have a resource resolver method. Okay, so you can just simply use the resource request and get resource resolver. Here we have a resource resolver, and by default it will give you the resource resolver object. This method will return the object of the resource resolver. Like we already knows that here we are not able to create the object, so we have to find out these types of solution. So who will return the method? So this resource resolver will return. So you have to just simply assign it. So here now we have this resource resolver. Now that means we got the connectivity and the configuration. Okay, so now, but where we want to perform the operation? We want to perform the operation on this page. Okay, what we want to do? We want to read the message. Okay, so whenever we are reading something from this page, that means whatever the operation we are performing on a page, so for that we need a page manager. Okay, so consider this one is our page, and if you want to perform any operation, just like a CRUD operation, create, read, update, delete, if you want to perform any operation, so they have created one manager who will handle all the operations. So that is page manager. Okay, so by using this page manager you can do it anything with this page, Okay, so what we need, now we got the configurations. Okay, by using a resource resolver. So from this resource resolver, that means from this resource resolver we can easily convert to this page manager. Okay, so how we can do that things? So here we got the resolver, and here we have one method, that is adapt to, and this method will return the object of the page manager. Okay, so now what I have done here, so this method basically it is responsible for converting resource. This is nothing but your resource. Okay, so this is nothing but these are the resources. No, so this it will convert from these resources to a page manager. Okay, so now you can perform any operations. Okay, so now this time what we need, from this page manager, what we want a page. So how many pages we want? We want these 3 pages. So that is page 1, page 2 and page 3. But where is these pages present? Inside this en, is it? No. So you can just simply come here and you can just simply use get page. So we need a page and we have to write the path. So whatever the page it has present, okay, user will enter here. Okay, user will enter the pages here by using this URL that it has present here. Okay, and we will get this pages here. Okay, so it will return the object of the page. We have to accept it. Yeah, so it has accept the, okay, it has returned the pages. Okay, so whatever the page is, that means the parent page, parent path, it has written inside this page. Now we want to see inside that we have a pages or not. If it is there, then we want to fetch it. Okay, so for that we'll simply use this page dot list children. Okay, so now I'll show you about this list children, what it will happen here. Okay, so here like this one is our page. Okay, and inside this page we have this path, that is content. Content have demo 1, our demo 1, and this demo 1 have US, and US have a EM. Okay, till now we have inside this page, but what you need this child pages as well. Okay, you need the child pages, okay, of this. So you can just simply do one thing. From this page we need a list children. Okay, we need a list children, so it will give you the children. Okay, but how it has stored? So it has stored in the form of list. All your children it has stored in the form of list. So first of all it will store page 1, later it will store page 2, and later it will store page 3. Okay, that is 1 0 1 2. Okay, and we know that this is the pages only. What is the data type of that? This is the pages, so it will return the list of page. Yeah, it will return the list of page, but it will store inside this variable. So whatever you can create, so here I have created the list children, so inside this list children this variable will store all this variable. Now you want to print, you can print it easily. Okay, so we got the list children. Okay, so when we got the list children, so all the children it has present inside this. But what we need now, first of all we have to go inside this page 1. Okay, so before that we have to check, like inside this list, that is nothing but our list children, it has children or not. Okay, so yeah, it has a children, but for we have to check it. No, we have to check it. So for that we have to iterate we have to use the while loop. Here we have to use the while loop for iterating. Like here we have a more than one page, so for that we need some iterator. So here I am using the while loop, and here this is the list children we have. List children has next. Okay, so this method will see inside the list it is remaining some pages, it is remaining some items or not. So it has a item, so we are starting from the first. Okay, so once we get this first, okay, so it will, this has next method return the true only. Why? Because inside this list children we have a items. Okay, and we are right now in the first item only, so this method will return the true. Okay, if the item is not remaining, then this method will return false. Okay, so we got the items, that is true. Now we need this page 1. Why we need this page 1? From this page 1 we are taking the title, description and the path. Okay, so for that we need this page 1. So how we can get it? That is list children dot next. Here we have a next method, and this next method will return the page 1. Okay, first item. So we have to store it, and it will return inside the page only. So we got this page. Okay, and from this page what we need? From this page we need title. Yeah, exactly, we need a title. So you can just simply do one thing, next dot get title. Okay, after that what you need? Next dot get path. You can take the path. Okay, next dot what you need? Next dot get description. So you can just simply print the descriptions as well. Okay, but where we want to print? So I just want the output like this. How I want the output? First of all I want the array. Here this is nothing, when somebody hit the request, we need these types of output. So first of all I need a array, and inside this array for this page 1, I need a title here, and after the title, what is the title of the page 1? Whatever it is, like page 1. So I just want to print like this. After that what we have? We have a path. So whatever the path, we want to print the path here, and later that we have a descriptions. Okay, and this description we want here. Just like the same, here we have a page 1 now. For the page 2 we need like the same, that is curly braces open and close. This is nothing but the JSON object. This curly braces represent the JSON object. Okay, and this this of square bracket represent the JSON array. Okay, like the same we have to create for the page 3 as well. Okay, so as we already knows that, now we have understand, like we have to create the JSON array and the JSON object. Okay, so how we can create this, and inside that we have to print these three things. Okay, so how we can do that thing? So for that we can simply create, no, here you see like these are the JSON objects. Okay, so we have to create this object and we have to store inside this JSON array. So here I am creating JSON dot create what we have to create object JSON. Okay, create object builder, so it will create the JSON object. Okay, it will, we will store that is JSON object. So here I have created the job. Okay, so here we have created the JSON object. Now inside this JSON object, here you see inside this JSON object we have a title, path and the description. So we can just simply store inside our JSON object, we can add what we want. First we need a title, so you can just print here title, and after that what we need, how we can get the title. So here we have a next dot get title. Okay, we got it. Now the same thing from this inside our object we have to add the path, and the which path we want to add, that is next current path we have to add, that is next dot get path. Okay, here we have a get path, and at the last that is get description. So we'll remove this and just simply write job dot add, and here this is the description, no, description, and how we can get the description, that is next dot get description. Okay, we got it. And like consider here we have a lot of these things related to a page. If you want to add anything you can easily add it. So right, consider here we have a next, yeah, after that here we have a lot of methods, you can simply add whatever you want. Okay, so here we have a deleted by, dev descriptions. Okay, and here we have a lot of methods, page title, navigation title, yeah, so all the things, all the methods we can easily get it. So these all are the page related information. If you want to get the properties for the pages, you can also get it. So here we have a properties, I think get properties. Here we have a get properties, by using that we can easily get it, but it will return more than one, and I think it's a, it will, this get value map, get properties will return the value map. Okay, so it will not, okay, it will not store inside this. So for that we have to do it like that, like next dot get properties, yeah, this is done, and it will return the value map. I think, yeah, it has written the value map, and here we have this properties, and from properties, that means this one, this is nothing but the properties, and from this properties now you, what you want, now I just want to take this resource type, that is sling colon resource type. So how we can get it? We can easily get it. So now we got the properties object. Now what you want, you have to choose it only. From this property, whatever you want, you just have to choose it. So how we can choose? So for that we have to simply write properties dot get, I just want to get the sling colon resource type, I just want sling resource type. Okay, so where is the sling resource type? Here you see this one, that is sling resource type. And what is the type of this? That is string. So we have to write the string here. Okay, get method, here we have a three types of get methods. Okay, so if you are writing the string or not writing, there is not a issue. Okay, but we have to return something, no, this JSON object only take the string and string parameter, this one, this JSON object, that whatever the JSON we have created right now object, so it will return the string only. See, this title is in string and this value also in a string, so that's why I have mentioned as a string dot class. Now you can just simply come here, job dot add, and inside that what we want, that is sling colon resource type. So you can just simply write, come inside this, and instead of that you have to paste this one, next dot pasted this code. Okay, so we don't want this, we have to use the properties. Okay, properties dot get, and we are getting this sling resource type, and this must be same as it is like this. Here we have a sling resource type. Now like the same we have to write here as well. Okay, so we done all the steps. Now what we have done, like we have created this JSON object, and we have added the title and path and the description. Okay, the same thing with 2 and 3, because we have used the while loop here, so it will add automatically. We have iterated by using the while loop, so it will add automatically. Okay, so now the thing is, this is the object, this all object we have to add inside this array. So how we can do that things? It's very easy. So first of all we have to create the object, array. So how we can create it, that is JSON dot create array builder. Okay, and once you create the array builder, you have created this array builder. Now inside this array builder we can simply add the objects, job dot add, and here we have to add the object. So here I have added the object. Now this thing is done. Now simply this all the logic we have written it, but at the last we have to print on a response page. So how we can do that things? Okay, so for doing these things we need a response object, and from this response object we have to take the permission. Okay, so this get writer will give you the permission. Okay, so this get writer give you the permission to write something on the response page. Okay, and what you want to write? So I just want to write something, so you have to use this write. Okay, you have to use this write method, and after that all our data where it has stored inside our job, is it? No. So you can just simply use here job, and here I'm just making it's a pure job. Okay, pure JSON array. So for that we have to use this build method, and after that, but this write method accepts the string parameter, so we have to convert this output into one string. So for that you can just convert it by using a toString. Okay, so we got it. And after that here this is the get writer. Okay, this one is the get writer. If it's trying to read something, okay, and he will get the null, so that's then it will throws the IO exception. Okay, so whenever this response try to write something or try to read something, okay, but consider if it is not there anything, then it will throw one exception, that is IO exception. So we have to handle it. So you can handle here other try and catch, otherwise you can just simply do one thing. You can just go on the methods. Here we have a method, and inside that here I am using throws and IO exception. Okay, we have to import it, this IO exception. That is done now. We have to save the changes. Once you have saved, we can just simply print it. Okay, so here we have uses the this resource type and selector and the extension. Okay, so the thing is, when you haven't uses the selector and the extension, that time you can directly access, but when you have uses the selector and the extension, you have to use that one. This is the mandatory property, then you have to use anyhow. Okay, and the same thing, if you want to register the servlet by using the path, you can easily do it. So for that they have introduces one annotation, that is sling servlet paths, and here there is only one attributes, that is value. Okay, and inside this we have to pass something. Okay, so in this way we can easily call by using the or we can easily register or the bound our servlet. Yeah, but right now I am not using this. We can just simply go with this sling resource type. This one is extra, we don't want it, so for that we have to remove. Okay, just try to deploy it and wait for the seconds. Okay, so it has deployed successful. Now we just have to go there and check it. So just come here, and which resource type we have used. So that is the this one resource type we have used, that is demo 1 components and the page. So we'll go in our CRXD and we can just simply check which one which page has uses our resource type. Okay, so we are going in this EN and we'll see, yeah, so this English page has uses this demo 1. So we can just simply copy this, just copy it, come here and just type here localhost 4502 and just simply paste it and hit enter. Okay, so it is showing the forbidden error. So when you will not return the selector and the extension, that time it will throws the forbidden error. Okay, and if some cases is there, still you are trying here, okay, and you have written the selector and the extension, till it has throwing the not found, then it has some problem in your servlet. So right now I am just using one and the JSON. Like here you see inside this, here we have one and the JSON. So just simply hit enter. Now here you see we are getting the data, title, path, description, and here we are getting the resource type as well. Okay, and this one is our curly braces. Thanks Chitta Babu for joining. Okay, so here we have this curly braces, and inside this curly braces here we have, this is nothing but our page 1, page 2 and the page 3. So here we have only 3 annotations, like 3 pages we have, so that's why it is printing only these 3 pages. Okay, so thank you guys, that's for today.